But this one, give me a fast, quick review.
All right, I don't want to spend too much time,
It won't
but
be, man. it,
um, I mean, I'm a Snyder phobe, man. Like, I love Man of Steel. I really love Batman v Superman. So I love this. I love this movie. It just felt like it felt like Doom. Like it was rock and roll, man. Those designs of Steppenwolf, some of the cinematography, the nightmare scene. There's a lot of I feel like he could have just trimmed it down like maybe like 20 minutes, but I think he just decided to spit everything out there because it was streaming and the pacing doesn't really matter when it's a 4 hour movie. So yeah, I really enjoyed it. Yeah, it was worth the wait.
I think that for me, it was like visually great. I think that there was moments where I'm just like, it made me laugh, but not like it wasn't detracting of it. Like if I'm gonna watch it every once in a while, yeah, it's not like. I think it's just tedious because it's just like you think about the 4 hour mark, but then it's like, yeah, it's like he needed the 4 hours to add everything.
Yeah.
It really, yeah. I mean, people are saying like, oh, it's better than the Whedon cut, and I'm like, yeah, I was fucking late, right?
Dude, I don't
Like,
know. Like I said, you brought up a good point about some of the changes. Like WB wasn't they weren't 100% on board with because the movie sets up clearly more movies and like a Justice League 2, and they were on board with it. And I'm glad you said that because that does point out some of the changes they made. But a lot of them in the reshoots, I really don't understand. No, like I really
why
don't
take them off?
understand. But like the one scene to me that describes the reshoots to me, the one scene is the airplane scene. Like in the reshoots, it's the same thing where Bruce Wayne shaving. He sits in his Alfred talking about the world is different now, but in the Whedon cut, he says that line about one misses when we used to only deal with exploding penguins, right? Um, and that's the only difference. But you spent all that money, like, well, besides the fact that the actual airplane is like a different color, it's brighter. But like, what was the point? Like that one line for the reshoot, like, what
I
a waste
mean,
of money and time. Like, come on now. Like, it's pretty much for a lot of parts the same movie, but I really don't understand the reshoots. It's just you could have just re-edited the movie and then redid the CGI to not have Dark Side and called it a day. But all the Whedon cut stuff, it didn't make sense to me to add all that. It really didn't.
yeah, I mean, also the whole thing with Flash, right? And like Wonder Woman, also the breakfast thing.
Yeah,
When they're
yeah,
like,
oh
oh, I
yeah,
don't get that. It's all just at the end of the day, it was kind of just pointless. The edits were pointless.
yeah.
It
I
just
don't know.
feels like you had kind of like a narrative already done, and having this guy come in and try to change the narrative was kind of pointless.
Real
It,
pointless. You should have stuck with it.
I mean, if you were gonna bring him in, why not just make a full movie?
That's
Like
because
just give him.
Walter Hamada his contract was ending and he knew that if he released the movie within X amount of days, I think the end of the year, that he would get a bonus. So he did that instead of delaying it, which he should have. So yeah, what a prick.
Yeah, that's bullshit. Um, but yeah, I mean, like I said, man, to me, when we were talking about it before, I told you it was just like it felt like a lot of trailer fodder. Like it
Oh
was
yeah.
setting up so many trailers for like, oh hey, like John is in here, like Martian Manhunter is in here, like he didn't do shit, but he's in here. Like he,
Yeah,
he
he was
basic,
pointless.
but like for me, it just kept ringing in my head, like he's gonna pop up, he's gonna pop up. Nope, it's just like he
Yeah,
basically
I
just
didn't
said it's okay.
realize. I don't know why he was there. Like that scene. We had Skinny Ben Affleck at the end. He's like, "Your parents are proud of you." I'm like, "Okay, like where were you at when we needed you 10 minutes
Yeah,
ago?"
yeah. I
uh,
mean, that's
yeah.
basically it. Oh, and then like the ending scene, I think they should have ended it with Deathstroke. That nightmare scene to me feels like it could have happened earlier. It could have been like a
Oh
dream or
yeah,
something, and then they could have ended it with
yeah,
Deathstroke, and I would have been like, all right, that sets up
yeah.
like it.
It would have made sense too if it was in the middle of the movie before they saw the dark side. Because it happens if it happens before the final fight, then it makes even more sense of like if they fail, the world could be like this. You right?
Yeah,
You're definitely right.
yeah, and it's just like it's kind of placed in a. I think that's kind of my problem with with the movie is that there was like certain editing that I'm like, if it happened before or if you just cut it down just a little bit, this movie to me would have been like straight up. I would have been like, all right, this is like a 9. Like I at its state, I could say this is like an 8 for me. Like a weird
Yeah,
8 though. It's not like a high 8. It's kind of like just I could watch this again eventually, but like I don't think I'm just gonna like watch it anytime soon. Mostly because
yeah, I'd
it's just
watch it
like
in
it's a lot.
parts.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
it's a
dude, I
long
watched it
movie.
in
I
parts.
didn't watch it straight through. I just watched it like because I was working, so I was watching it, and I took a break and watched some more. Took a break, so but I definitely watch it in parts. I'm glad they did not release it like episode one, episode two, episode three, like they originally were. That would have been real stupid because definitely doesn't fit in that episodic format. So
I I agree. I do wish that it was cut up into like 2 movies though, but I mean it could have been still released, you know. If if
yeah,
it's released like all at once, but like you can it's chopped into 2 parts, I think that would have been perfect. But
okay,
you know,
yeah,
I think at the end of the day, like I said, it's just certain editing, and it's because it's freaking Snyder. Like you kind of know what you're in for, you know. Like
yeah.
he's gonna use the slow mo. Like, come
Yo,
on.
I love that slow mo. That was dope. Some people don't like it. I thought that was awesome. 'Cause Connie
So
Nielsen, Wonder Woman's mama doing that backwards flip thing, that was sick.
yeah, like the Amazonian fights were fucking on point. I think that it it's like there's certain shots where I'm just like, bro, did we really need to see Bruce Wayne like hop on his horse, bro? Like they
Oh,
shot it like they shot it like a cowboy running at dawn, you know, like this is my
yeah,
last
you're
ride
right.
type of stuff. And I'm like, there were just little stuff that I was just like, really, bro? Like, was this necessary? Like,
Yeah,
you could
he
have
just put it on there. He didn't give a fuck. He said, "I'm putting everything." Like it's like if they had a shot of Clark Kent wiping his ass, it would have been there too. Probably
exactly,
lost it. Lost
but
that footage. Damn it.
that's how
How
it
does Superman
felt
wipe his
though.
ass? So I bet it's in there somewhere. Like, how does Superman wipe his ass? He asked his wife, "Where's the shot at?" Oh, we can't find it. Oh,
Shit, can't
damn.
find it. But yeah, that's how I felt. Like they were just like he said like, "Hey man, we got everything. Let's just put it up there. Like it's gonna be 4 hours and 30 minutes. Well, fuck it."
Yeah, might
There
as
was one
well.
thing I feel about Flash that I kind of like. I couldn't help but laugh every time I saw him. Like when he started running and they like showed him actually running.
Yeah, he runs.
Uh,
I still don't like the run, but
it
I don't
made me
like.
laugh.
I'm like, man, you couldn't give him a quick lesson with Usain Bolt real quick. Like, have him like watch one Olympic run, like so he can get to. But then someone brought to my attention. They said, how do you run at the speed of light, right? You don't. He's not like he's not running like a person. He's running
I
like
mean,
a speedster. I'm like, yeah, but okay, man. It just looks
but
really weird. Like
I
he's
wouldn't
flopping
show it.
around.
I would just show like how when the parademon is shooting at him, right? And you
Yeah.
just see like the streak. He's doing something. So why do you need to show him running? Kind of like if he ran like run my nightmares. Like when you're trying to get away from the monster and you're not going
Yeah.
anywhere. And I'm like, bro, that's literally how I feel. But
Yeah,
it's
he
like,
did. Yeah.
but it's like it's little things that you can just nitpick, like that. But that's the thing that it like the last one we can like trash on it and shit on it,
It
but
was
this one
less
is just
running in this one, at
yeah.
least.
Like I think that the best part about it was just that like it actually sets up the like the characters to make somewhat sense, like Cyborg's
Yeah.
involved in this because of the mother boxes, like
Yeah, that made Cyborg was way better. Oh man, he's almost like the main character of this movie. Almost, he's like the main focal
he is
point of
the
all
main
this.
character.
Yeah, he's the main. Like it might as well be called Justice League, the Cyborg edition. Because yeah, he's. I don't know why they cut all that up. Like that scene with him and that lady. What was she like a
That he followed
restaurant
her.
worker? Yeah,
Yeah.
that should have been the last movie. That like changes everything about Cyborg. Like it makes him like you can see his motivation. You can understand like how he's coping with this world. What it's like to be like from a man to a robotic thing. So like that they should have kept that in a Whedon cut. Come on now.
Yeah, and I don't know why they like uh the fathership stuff kind of felt hollow in the Whedon cut. Like a lot of the moments were in there about like how he saved them. Like yeah, he hated him for saving him, and he hated him for not being there because he felt like if he was there, his mother wouldn't die. Which it would have been yeah, like it makes you think like, yeah, this is a real person. It isn't like, a two-dimensional character. It's
Yeah,
written with a lot more depth. If
a
I
lot
think,
more.
yeah, and it's just like his character made more sense, like his stakes and everything. I think that like that part you're talking about with the waitress,
Yeah,
or it's also like, yeah, he was his dad. It's like, oh, the power isn't like do being able to do all these things. It's like it's being able to stop yourself from doing these things. And it's just like, yeah, like it makes it so much more sense. Like, why should he help the Justice League? Like it just kind of like makes him more like relatable in a way, in a weird way.
and the thing is that he's only a kid, man. What is he like? Not in high
He's
school. What is he like a freshman in college or something like that? He's just a
yeah,
kid, dude. So, and I don't think the scene with his mom passing away was in the Wheaton cut. I don't remember that. So,
no, it wasn't. It wasn't. I
yeah,
think it was like implied, but like not shown. Like it literally, it's one of those things where it's like if you show it, yeah, we're gonna feel it. If you
yeah,
just like, oh, my mother died, it's like, yeah, well, boo hoo, that happens. Like, fucking, you're
yeah,
talking to Batman, whose whole backstory is that his parents died. Like, it's just I don't know. This one just kind of like fixed everything that it fixed a lot of shit that I like didn't even know what was wrong with the Whedon cut, which
yeah,
everything
definitely
was wrong with the Whedon cut. But it's like I
a little
kind
bit.
of want to go back and watch the Whedon cut just to see how bad it really was.
Burn
But
it,
then
man. Let it burn.
but then it's just like
I
I
think
think
like
about it.
I think like the Zack Snyder cut, shortcut edition,
Yeah,
the 3 hour cut.
basically.
Damn.
It's like if you're
Uh,
trying to cut out all the important stuff, just go to the Whedon cut, which is basically it, right? Like they cut out all
yeah,
the important shit.
almost. But Dark Side was dope as fuck, man.
So my
Dark
thing
Side
with
was dope.
Darkseid is that they shouldn't have shown him in the trailers. I
Oh,
feel
why
like
not?
because the criticism towards Darkseid is that like he was basically just in the background, right? So the
Well,
way
yeah,
you
we knew that.
yeah, but basically the way you solve that is by not showing him in the trailers, and then when you see him in the movie, it's like holy shit, Darkseid,
Oh,
like he's coming,
that's
like
true.
kind of like like
Yeah, he could have teased it instead of showing so much.
yeah, like if Thanos, like how they held Thanos in Avengers, like no one knew Thanos was coming.
No, no. With that dude, that's like a barely. That's not even a cameo, man. That's like one. That's like
Well, I
one
mean, it was hinted
thing at
at.
the very end. Yeah, but that's different. He's actually like in this, right? He's actually in it.
Yeah,
Like
he's in it. So
yeah.
Darkseid was in the like he failed to take over, and then like he kind of like played a back role. Like he just kind of stayed back, and then he just kind of said like he's basically coming to kind of like pull the Thanos, like he's gonna do it himself, type of shit. And they're coming
Yeah.
for the anti-life equation,
Yep. I
which
like that.
I like that they set it up that there would be a reason for him to come back. But it's just like you guys are trying to also pull an injustice where we're gonna turn Superman bad, which we've already killed him once in this universe. Like, and it wasn't killed. Like, yeah, you can kind of give the kill to Doomsday, right? But like at the end of the day, it was the spear, and if you could
Yeah.
just kill him with a fucking spear, then eh. So yeah, man, let's you know out of the weed. I mean the Snyder cut and into games. Talking
All
about
right.
the Game
Go
Pass.
ahead, man. You want to do Game Pass first?
Why not?
Um.
We were
Yeah.
talking about it last
Microsoft
time.
acquisition. I told you guys, man. I told you guys. Game Pass. Microsoft does not care about selling, consoles. They want people on Game Pass, and that acquisition there to get Bethesda. I mean, they left it very wide open that certain games are going to be on here, but it's pretty on for that these games are coming to Game Pass. They're for damn sure not coming to
To PlayStation.
PlayStation. Yeah, for damn sure they ain't going to PlayStation. Um, that's huge. That's huge. I am curious though. It's hard for me to believe that all those Bethesda games, like what's this one coming out, Starfield, and I don't know who whatever else they have hitting in the
Well, they
working
said
on the dungeon
Skyrim
right
was
now.
coming. Like
Yeah, but that's they
Skyrim.
finished Starfield first before the next Skyrim. But it's hard for me to believe that that game would be completely on Game Pass. Like I can see Game Pass either price raising, even though I'm not willing to pay really much more than $10 a month, if even that, or if there's like a premium version where like you get like these games early, or like maybe they gatekeep them, like you have them the first 3 months they're only on Game Pass Premium, and then 3 months later they'll be for everyone on Game Pass. But it's got to be something different because there ain't no way they're gonna have all these on Game Pass. Like damn.
I think they should use it as a negotiation tactic against Sony and be like,
Yeah,
hey, like, what about you stop doing this like annual fucking negotiations where you take a game for like a whole year and
yeah,
then
I
like
hate that shit. They both do that, but
yeah,
they can't do that with Bethesda no more. Bethesda said, or Phil Spencer said they're gonna keep that an ongoing deal, but they can't do it no more. But I hate how they do that with like Final Fantasy and stuff. Like Final Fantasy VII should have been on PC and Xbox. Come on now.
yeah, and I think it's one of those things. Oh, honestly, it should have been. I never really thought about it because, well, playing it on PlayStation. But yeah, I honestly think we shouldn't have exclusivities, or if we do, it should be timed because you're kind of like cutting a huge. Obviously, I God of War, it's fine if you keep that exclusive. But now that you're already saying like, what was the last game, Horizon? It went to
Yeah.
PC. And it's
So
like there's rumors of like God of War and like Ghost of Tsushima.
yeah. Well, here's we'll go from that Game Pass to this. Uh, I can't remember the guy is the head of Sony games division, but he said they have a whole slate of PlayStation exclusives coming to PC because they saw that Horizon Zero Dawn and whatever other games they have do really well on PC. I can see definitely see more coming. I don't know if it's gonna be God of War yet, maybe. But
Would you like to see that one in PC?
yeah, yeah. But the thing is, dude, when that announcement happened, the PlayStation gamers were heated. It was like you should have seen Twitter. Them dudes was mad. Them dudes was salty. Ah, you shills, you sell out.
I
It's over.
mean,
The PlayStation generation is over. PlayStation is done. Like my God, just because it's exclusive, just because it's on PC, doesn't mean that people are gonna stop buying PlayStations though.
not only that, but like think about it this way: like, what if it's on PC? What does it matter? Like at the end of the day, did you play it or not? Like
Exactly.
like it doesn't really make sense to me to complain about it when like what really matters is have you played it? Will you play it? And how does it affect you if someone else is playing it on a different console? Especially when it's like, like it's
Exactly.
if it's a single player story mode thing, why do you care? I
Yeah,
get
I'm with
I
you on that one.
like I get competitive, like there's some, like you can argue disadvantages here and there, and I don't fucking know enough to not to tell you otherwise. But
Yep.
like, other than that, I'm just like I don't really care, bro. Like at the end of the day,
Yeah.
I'll play it
We
either
got
way.
PCs. We got PCs, so we good though. But I will say that from my perspective, it's like, but then what's the if all games originally just like at the same time as PlayStation come to PC, then what's the point of owning the console, man? I can understand that, but I don't really mind them if these games are so expensive nowadays and they have to sell so much. I don't mind if they say, hey, you know what, for the first year or two, it's on console and then it'll be on PC. I
Well,
don't mind that.
I think basically the way around that is like time exclusivities if it's like first party. If it's something
Yeah,
where it's like Capcom or like Square Enix, like even like stuff like Avengers, like the Marvel's Avengers, how they're like, oh, only Sony's gonna get Spider-Man. Isn't that a little
yeah, shit was
unfair to
stupid.
people? Like it's just
That's messed up.
yeah, and that's what I'm saying. It's just like I get exclusivities, but there should be like first party studios. I get it. Like hold them for as long as you want. Other stuff, what was really the point? Like, I think that
Yeah, I get
yeah,
tired of those deals.
yeah. Like I think that yeah, you want to like say hey, like I want to hold like I want to sold consoles and everything, but it's like all right, but why should Square Enix like suffer like loss to their sales? Because they could make a shitload more if it was on
They're
PC.
paying them. They're paying them. Square Enix doesn't have to agree to it. They're paying. They're saying, hey, we have this game and you can hold it to your console and for X amount of money. So they're getting their money. Square Enix. It's up to them. They're the one making that decision.
All
Don't put
right,
them.
so I
They're
mean,
the one. Yeah, they're
it's
the
more
ones that
on
get to make that
the
decision. That's on Sony. So
So
that's
it's mostly
Square
the
Enix
players.
is yeah. Square Enix is putting that deal out there. Hey, we have a console exclusivity if you give us X amount of bank until this date, and then so Sony is like, okay, give them the money for it. Oh shit. So yeah, I
So
put
like,
that more on Square Enix that one happens. But yeah, that's
but
on Square Enix.
so that goes back to my thing of like Xbox should use it kind of like as a negotiation tactic then. So be like, hey, like this is a game we want. You know, this is a game that you guys will definitely want. Like obviously they can't. I don't think they can monopolize the Fallout series, you know, because it's been on PS3 and everything. Uh,
No, that's coming. That's only it's all there, man. I
it's
think
all
unless it's an
theirs.
online game, right?
Yeah,
You know, then it's exclusive, man. That's it.
damn. Then yeah, I mean it's a powerful card to have, man. Especially now that they added like EA Play too. Um,
Yeah,
like they were talking about that. It's like, yeah, dude, like I was thinking about buying Dead Space, and then out of nowhere I checked, and oh, they have all the EA games. They
yeah.
have Jedi Fallen Order, which, you know,
I
still
know. I
fucking
fucking
good ass
rebought that
game.
shit on PC on sale. What a waste.
Damn, man, I feel you. I heard rumors of Sekiro being they're gonna bring it over to the PlayStation as the free game supposedly next month. And I was
Sekiro.
just yeah, and I was just like, fuck, man, I bought that for PC not that long ago. I fucking
Oh yeah, man. Just put it on PC, man. Better frame rate.
yeah, I guess. I mean, isn't it the same frame rate as in PS5, or it should be?
No, it's, at least on PC you'll have 60 frames. On PS4, Sekiro. Oh, I think it does have a boost mode. It might. I know Dark Souls 3 does.
Have you played the new Dark Souls?
Missiles, yeah, I played that.
The remastered, yeah. I mean, I'm honestly starting to feel what you were talking about, how like the PS5 doesn't have any like games on it yet, which is
Yeah, they
fine.
really you gotta. I mean, it's understandable. Like early gen, like last gen, it was like that too. It was dry around this time. I mean, the only thing we had was I think Infamous came out
Yeah, with
around March.
Infamous, I think it was what was it, Assassin's Creed? Uh,
That was a fall game.
what
They
it
delayed
wasn't
it.
like
Oh, Watch
console.
Dogs. Sorry, you're right. Watch Dogs came out around this time. You're right.
Yeah, it was Watch Dogs. We had um, like we always have an Assassin's Creed being like a PlayStation. I mean, not the PlayStation, but like console thing. Oh, we had Black Flag. We had Black Flag for the PlayStation 4.
That was
Oh
at
shit, I
the
fell.
fall, man. Those are fall games.
Really? Oh
Yeah, those
yeah,
are all
you're
fall
right.
games. That's Creed never comes out except the fall.
I'm thinking about Assassin's Creed 1, bro. Like it was one of those PS3, like when the console came out. It was one of those.
Yeah,
Oh man,
Assassin's Creed 4 was when the console came out, but it was like release day. It wasn't like in the new year.
uh,
Technically, technically we have Valhalla,
fuck.
that's the
Yeah,
equivalent.
I ran out of stamina on the game, but
But wow, what are you playing right now?
I was playing Shadow of the Colossus.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Um,
I don't remember how to kill
but
the first guy, but yeah,
super dry right now. Um, I mean, nothing's coming out like until April, not April, May and June is like stacked. Everything decided to come out then, like Deathloop, Ratchet and Clank.
so basically, if you're like
I don't
talking to a
know.
scalper for $1,000, don't do it.
Yeah,
Basically,
I don't think it's worth it honestly. Like I mostly play PS4 games on my PS5, and my damn controller already busted. Good lord.
damn for real. Fuck.
That fucking I think Destruction All Stars. I think it broke the
Oh damn.
analog the trigger button because that game like you're in a like it's a bumper car game, and like when the car gets busted up, they'll emulate the
The damage.
racing pedals being damaged by like the your trigger would like be like hella shaky and shit, And so I think that did something to where like mine is it's hella loose. It's like super loose. I mean, dude,
Fuck.
it's only 4 months that I've had this thing. It's already had two issues with this controller.
Have you cashed in like a warranty or anything?
I probably am, but then I gotta buy a new controller so I can keep playing.
Damn. Yeah,
Cause
it's
the PS4 controller don't work on the PS5. Come on, Sony. Come
it's a
on, man.
huge
That's some bullshit. That's some bullshit.
for real, bro. Like now, I just gotta throw away that one controller that stayed with me forever.
Yeah,
Like
that's crazy.
it's weird, man. My PS4 died before my controller died.
Damn.
That's a new one. Fucking. I mean, I should get that PS4 checked out just in case it's something stupid that I can't fix.
Yeah.
I'm about to fall off this bitch. I fell off of him. But yeah, I think that. What's your thoughts on all these delays? Like,
Delays is expected. There's no such thing as a release date during COVID times.
that's
No
fair.
such thing as release dates.
I mean, I think I just died. I think the real tragedy. Oh no, I'm still alive. Uh, I think the real tragedy is that we won't be having an Arkham Knights. It looked like such a good game that
Man,
I couldn't look.
uh,
I was looking forward to it. It's
yeah,
fucking
they
nah.
still had a lot to prove to me, but I'm just skeptical. But yeah, that and like the Harry Potter game, that's from Warner Brothers also.
I mean that's
Um,
expected though, because I think when you think about Harry Potter, it's like you have to blow people away, otherwise you're gonna feed a lot of critics. Like
it's
Harry
true.
Potter, you got to get it right.
Yeah,
Um, Especially visually, like when you have games like Ghost of Tsushima or even like God of War, like you should be able to make monsters or things like that that people are gonna fall in love with. Um, I mean, not fall that people are gonna fall in love with, but it's like people already fell in love with these things, you know.
that
So
game's got to
they,
be big.
yeah, uh,
But the Arkham Knight though, or Arkham, whatever they're calling it, Gotham Knights. The problem I have with that game is, and I can't wait till someone asks this question, which they probably won't, but they should. It had the worst tease up to release or announcement I've ever seen for anything ever. Like, not only was the game because this is their first that studio, Warner Brothers Montreal. This is their first game since Batman Arkham Origins, so 7 years ago.
yeah,
They haven't released anything. They've helped with like Arkham Knight and stuff. Some of the background DLC, but this is the first full game. And then like we've had lots of teases and leaks of like they originally were making a Damian Wayne game, and then they canceled that. At one point, they were working on a Suicide Squad game that was canceled. Um, and so uh, there was like teases of them possibly working on a new sort of Batman-ish game, like Court of Owls and stuff. And then like for about a good 2 years, people anticipated them to announce it and nothing. Like every E3, every Game Awards, nothing, nothing, nothing. And then hella weirdly, like I think it was maybe like 2018. Wait, no, yeah, 2019, like around June, right? Their Twitter releases capture the night with like these weird cryptic messages, and then so the fans started decrypting it, right?
yeah.
And they find all these symbols, and they could release one like every few days, and then okay, like, okay, they're gonna finally announce it, bruh. Nothing. That's in the summertime, right? Then come Batman's no, no, wait, yeah. Then come Batman's what's it called? Batman's anniversary in September. They do another tease. No real announcement. Nothing. Come the video game. Everyone's okay. Video game awards, something. Nothing, nothing. No video game awards, nothing. Next year happens. The whole year till the summertime, nothing, nothing at all, man. They're teasing the game, but nothing's been announced. So stupid. And then finally in August they announced the game. Like, bruh, you can't tease a game for a whole year and
For
not
real,
give a
man.
title for it. That was like stupid. I'm like, dude, why?
I
If you're not
mean,
ready
but
to start that campaign, don't start it.
exactly. I think it sets forth like a lot of expectations of it being released soon. Like God of War 2, like people are saying, "Oh, what
That's
was
getting
that
delayed.
teaser?" Yeah, like what
That
was
was
that
a, I'm
teaser?
mad at that. I'm so mad at Sony for giving a game like that a release date. I feel like that was only to drive what's it called
So,
like stocks and for investors. I realize now with release dates, a lot of times they're not really not really for us. They're forced to drive stocks, because like pre-order numbers and having a set date when they expect like money to drop usually helps drive the stock market for them. So like that game's not coming out this year. I'm pretty sure Corey Balrog, the director, he didn't approve off on that game getting announced because I'm pretty sure it's up to him. He would wait till like the last week to announce it.
Yeah, I think
But
that
I'm mad at Sony. I'm mad at Sony for announcing that game. They shouldn't have did that, given that date.
like based off of like the Racing Kratos thing, like
Yeah.
I kind of get the impression that they really don't want to like tell people when they're working on something because it's just like, dude, like it just adds to the pressure of like, hey, like we gotta get this fucking right. Which I love it because they fucking made a masterpiece, but like at the same time, you don't want to work with that stress in the back of your neck, like
Yeah.
just telling people like, hey guys, we're gonna have a delay. Like, yeah, people are pissed. I'm pissed.
One thing that well, it's not even. It never really had a release date. Like it's not
It
really.
just
I mean,
had
it's a delay.
21.
Yeah, it shouldn't have even had that. So that's on Sony. You know what I'm saying? That's not on them. It's not their decision to. It's not Sony Santa Monica's decision to announce the release date. That's Sony's, the publisher. So that's on them. Um, but it's really weird. Is that Corey Balrog? Like I said, he's the director of God of War. You seen him, the guy with the gray hair,
Yeah,
the glasses. Um, this dude is like he's on Twitter a lot. Like he loves Twitter. Like he used to kind of be on there, but like every day they're with him, he's always on there talking about every issue, everything. Like like before that event, what's it called? The Say to Play. He was like, never heard of it, and everyone's like, okay, they're gonna announce it. They're gonna show God of War because he's acting coy to it. And then he didn't. No, nothing happened. He was like, "Hey guys, look, it's coming when it's coming. I don't owe you guys anything. You just have to be patient."
I mean, but he's right though, because
He is.
my perspective is like that's on people that got excited for it. That's why I'm not on Twitter.
Yeah.
But
This is something that to me a larger issue is what I really want this generation, especially after like Cyberpunk.
yeah,
Please, 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 please. Just if it's a major event and your game has been quiet for a while and we're expecting it to be here, just say it's not going to be there. Don't be coy. Just tell us that hey guys, we know. Like Microsoft did that with they had a small event coming up. What was it last this announcement something, and Aaron Greenberg, the head of communications, said, "Hey guys, we know you're looking forward to Elden Ring, but it's not." He said he didn't say the game, but he said we're not making any major announcements of games, AAA games at this event. It's just going to be like a typical meeting. So I like that. Don't do that. Don't just let us know. Say something. Just
I
tell
mean,
hey it's going to be here.
uh,
It's not.
it's like the PlayStation thing, right? Where they were like telling people like, when they had like the spec breakdown, and people got mad
Yeah.
at it because they were like, "Oh, I thought they were gonna give us the release date," and it was like, no, they never really
Oh,
even
I
said
was
that.
mad. I was mad at that, man. How gonna be July? You don't got a release date.
For
Sorry,
real. I mean, they were
I'm on
playing
that one.
chicken. I think everyone knew they were playing
Microsoft.
chicken.
And then
Yeah, they were.
Microsoft announced theirs, and they still didn't.
I think it was a price thing. They wanted to see how much money the competition was gonna put
Yeah,
out. To be like, oh well, like hey, they announced they were doing like native 8K, and
yeah,
we're gonna do like simulated 8K, but it's kind of just
yeah,
why drag that shit along?
yeah. I
Uh,
don't like that dragging along stuff. Just get it out the way.
yeah, I mean, like you said though, for Cyberpunk and stuff like that, hold on to it. It's obvious that like it wasn't finished. I mean, they
Yeah,
still don't have their cop system down right, and it's been what,
oh, I
like
saw
6 months.
saw that.
I'm just gonna eat my
You
drink
finished the
my
game?
tea.
Did you
Dude,
finish Cyberpunk?
I'm pretending the game doesn't exist.
Yeah, I haven't played it since December something. So hopefully this new update fixes some of the stuff. But yeah, hopefully.
So as far as I've gotten is what was that chick's name? Oh, like Dexter Deshawn. Like when like I find out that like me being loyal to that prick was meaningless. That's how far I've gotten.
Oh, yeah, you're right in the beginning then.
Yeah, because I was just like, dude, I I literally said fuck this game immediately, but I was like, let me give it a chance. And then I was just
Yeah.
like, you're saying it's good, I'm gonna give it a chance. Then halfway through, like as soon as I got to that part, I'm like, you know what, bro, I'm done with this. I'm gonna come back to it when it's finished. Right now, I'm gonna pretend that it's not released yet. And when somebody tells me like, hey, like they finally fucking fixed all the problems, then I'll jump on board.
What issues
But
were you having?
uh, it was a crashing issue, but then I found out that it was like a Steam thing. So like you have to verify the game through Steam, And then when I started playing through it, I'm just like, the it just feels very clunky. Like the shooting feels very clunky. It
Oh yeah,
feels like there was just like I did commit a crime right in front of a cop, and then I like had a whole gun down with like cops that kept appearing behind me, and I was just like,
oh
yeah,
yeah,
like that was one of the things. And then like it just felt like the city wasn't as alive as I was told it was gonna be.
yeah. Definitely, they definitely dropped the ball there. Or they just hyped it up too much. They kept saying the most lived-in, realistic city. It doesn't feel organic at all. Anyways, we talked about that. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, basically stuff like that. It's like it's okay to hold back on those games. When it's stuff like I don't know, man. I think that when I look at perfect releases, kind of like what pops into mind. Devil May Cry
Perfect
5.
game. Oh
Devil
yeah,
May.
that's a short game though.
It was a short game, man, but it felt like they released it perfectly because it was kind of like, oh, like we don't like how Dante looks. We don't like how Dante looks, and then it was just like, oh, you know what? We kind of like. I mean, I don't want to speak for anyone else, but like I fell in love with how the RE engine looks, man. Like
That thing is beautiful.
it is, and I don't know for how long they're gonna keep using that, but that's one of those engines that I look at and I'm like, they can realistically keep building on this. I kind of forgot how to shoot a bow and arrow in this game, so I've been riding around the Colossus for like 10 minutes.
Horizon. Oh, you're playing. Okay, lost.
Bruh, I don't remember the.
You
Oh,
got that
okay,
game digital, or you got it like a disc?
I got it digital. Like
Isn't it only 30 on digital? The frame rate?
I think so. My computer's saying 60.
Okay.
Yeah, but uh, yeah. I mean, have you heard about the like PlayStation 2 this collection thing that they found?
What was it?
So apparently someone like uncovered, or not uncovered, but like it came out that this guy was collecting discs, versions of like the PlayStation games that were like either unreleased or um oh fuck, that thing fell on me. That were either unreleased or unfinished versions of games.
Damn.
So basically it's like stuff that you might have seen like Spyro and Crash or stuff like that. And I was
Ooh,
like, I kind of brought it up
it's a
to my
lot of money.
friends, and yeah, I brought it up to my friends, and they're like, they didn't see why I would be excited about that. I'm like, dude, games that literally part versions of games that like maybe you played and thought like, hey, like what if this was different? Like those games exist like out there, and some dude literally made it his life hobby or something to like collect them, and it's just like, and
Awesome.
they're alive because of some random dude. It's like,
It's
oh
good.
no, I fell off of it. Oh fuck, I ate shit. But yeah, it's like, like for me, it's Shadow of the Colossus, God of War, like the PlayStation 2 era. What games, like what differences? I mean, I'm curious of what differences there are in these versions. That like no one ever saw the light of day, and I'm just like, oh, like yeah, they're old, but they exist out there, and no one knew they did until now.
It's cool.
So yeah, it's like it's game part of gaming history. It's like the PlayStation 2 still like held at a high esteem. I want this thing to like step up. I'm with that buffalo thing, the second creature,
Okay.
but it's like not like fallen. But yeah, what about I know what about Suicide Squad, man? I know your feelings about that are
Not looking forward to
probably
that. How disappointing to go from Batman to Suicide Squad.
for real.
Imagine
uh
if Christopher Nolan directed a Batman movie and also he's directing a Suicide Squad movie. How boring.
I mean, what about fucking what's his name? The dude
That
from
looks fun.
that's doing the movie,
Yeah, that looks
James
fun.
Wan. Yeah, that looks fucking good. I wonder though, like how much freedom he got because Wonder Woman 2, I mean 84 was really
Yeah, that's Patty's
uh
fault. But he said that James Gunn said that he had full reign to kill off every character but Harley Quinn. So
gotcha. Uh, I mean for me, I think that. I don't really care if she dies. I mean, it's kind of
Ooh,
like
Harley
it's a
Quinn.
yeah. I mean, it's a Suicide Squad.
That's money right there. That you better keep Margot Robbie around. That's money to be made right there.
I mean, yeah, I know that there is. It's just that, like, personally, I don't really care if she deads or not. But I know
Yeah,
they won't kill her. It's the one person that I know is gonna be safe throughout the whole movie.
yeah.
Um, I mean, like they try to fake kill her in the original Suicide Squad, and that's a let's just pretend that one doesn't exist. Yeah,
At least that
like
haircut.
yeah. What about I know they were talking about Avatar, right? Like that Avatar was getting its own thing on
Avatar.
Netflix. Yeah, like
Oh yeah. Pfft, weak.
nah, you're not feeling it.
At least they so first off, man, don't ever team me no video by Emergency Awesome. That guy's a fraud. That guy he just pokes a win. So what happened was there was an Avatar panel, a reunion panel. He assumed that they announced a new Avatar series on there because of the panel. He assumed, and so he made that video. He had no insider information whatsoever. Um,
Gotcha.
but they announced that Paramount Plus streaming service that the original creators of Avatar are working on a new animated universe of Avatar. So um, they have their own. They're making the Avatar studio now. So thank God. 'Cause I think I've told you on podcasting many times how Nickelodeon did not capitalize on the Avatar brand is beyond me. That's just money to be made right there, sitting in the closet. Boatloads of money. I mean, come on, man. All the shirts they could sell and the bins and toys. Like, come on, man. Like lunch
not
boxes.
not only that, but like thinking about it, if not only capital wise, but like uh kind of like work wise, what they could have done with it's like the original show is written with so much like lore and stuff about the spirits and stuff that you could have explored. It just felt like going to an M. Night Shyamalan movie.
That was
Like
trash.
that was the one thing in the list that I would have never placed. Like who in the fuck suggested this to the studio, and
Yeah,
who the
that's so
fuck
bad.
wrote it off? But it's just
That
like,
guy.
come on, like why did it have to be, well, one, whitewashed, two, why the fuck did the firebenders not okay, I fell off this thing. Oh, I'm still on it. I keep forgetting about the
They
stamina.
didn't really been fired. Like had to be already lit. Like the candles, the
Yeah,
candles
exactly.
lit up in the place. They use that. Like, oh come on, what's that gonna do?
They had to use the fucking candles and shit. It's like,
Yeah,
bruh.
that was stupid. That was so stupid.
Or like, to me, what I hated was how much movement it took them to like earthbend. Like they had to do a full on dance before a little ass stone could move, and it was like it took like six of them to move a giant boulder. Like, bruh,
Yeah,
like the fucking earthbenders were super powerful. I mean, look at Toph. Like she fucking created metal
yeah,
bending. It's just like you guys had
yeah.
a franchise. You guys had
Uh,
the toys, everything.
let's talk about the animated series, man, because they made a lot of books, and the books are actually pretty successful. They just made a new one. I just
They're
don't know
making the
how they
comic,
didn't
right?
capitalize. Yeah, the comic too. Yep. And I don't know why they didn't think like. Well, they are now, but I'm just saying, man, like that, and also Harry Potter. Like they got the game coming out now, and they announced the HBO Max
Shit.
series. But I have no idea why you didn't capitalize on that. You're sitting on like Star Wars level money. You're doing
Um.
nothing with them. But now they are, so everything's back to what they should be.
Uh. I mean, yeah. Have you talking about comic books? Have you checked out the God of War one, the like Fallen
How
God?
was it?
It's pretty good. It's setting him up to. I mean, right now he's in Egypt, so
Oh wow.
there's that. Like,
The
apparently,
prequel before he went to North.
yeah. So yeah, so it's supposed to show you how he gets to the Northland. I kind of keep messing that one up, but yeah, he basically right now we're in kind of like Egypt, where he's kind of. It's explained that he keeps trying to run away from the blades. Oh damn! This thing went completely shot. Yes, the camera went completely bonkers on this color. But basically, he kind of goes to Egypt and is um he's doing he's trying to get away from the blades. I don't know if it's the blades of chaos or the blades of exile at this point, but he keeps on tossing them, and every time he wakes up, he like they just appear in front of him. So it's kind of
Damn.
like they're trying to like explain how like he has them in the game. And like there's one point where he's shown trying to like go a long time without sleeping, and he just collapses, and that's kind of like where we're at right now. Oh, that thing's gonna fall on me.
Writing
Uh,
it. Are they involved? The people from the game?
uh, I think that they are, but like it's not Corey Barlog. Like, they kind of like only have the information that he's given them. He's there's certain questions that they're like not really divulging, like how he's technically apparently they're saying he's immortal. And that like he can't. My understanding is he can't commit suicide. Like I don't think he's immortal. I just think it's well, I mean he's pretty hard to fucking kill, you know. But like to my understanding is he's hard. He can't kill himself. It's what I believe is a curse. Which is what would make sense, you know. Like why would you allow him to kind of like have an easy way out when he's supposed to be cursed? Uh, and then
Oh
like
yeah.
so that's my understanding. A lot of people like I've seen videos and stuff talking about it, and it's like they're
Oh
saying
damn. That changes the next. That changes the. I forgot about that. That changes the next game. That changes. In God of War
oh,
2018 when we saw that little glyph of him and it looked
like he
like
was
he
dead.
died. Yeah, that changes that. That changes a lot of stuff. I forgot that like at the end of the God of War 3, he stabbed himself and then all of a sudden you see the blood trail. I forgot that
Yeah,
he can't commit suicide.
because I think that he can't kill himself. I think that he can be killed, but I think that
Okay.
honestly speaking, though, if oh wait, I think I found a weakness. Um, I think that he's not gonna die. To be honest, I think that like if anything, what if they pull like a Snyder and it's like they do kill him, but something happens and they reverse time or something? Because they were talking about spatial magic throughout the whole game, right? They talked about how like when you stop time, it doesn't stop, like it doesn't stop like Fenrir and like the other wolf from chasing the moon and getting it. Like you'll stop the moon and the sun from moving, but you won't stop the wolves chasing it. And
Mm.
so it's kind of like time works weirdly in the God of War universe. So it's like I do feel like they might kill him and then he reverses time, or that's like why the snake is in our timeline. Uh, Honestly, the comic doesn't explain much right now. It's like the first out of I think 4 issues. Oh fuck, I'm done with
Oh,
this. Um,
one thing I'm most curious about that game is Atreus, man. How are they gonna mocap a kid who like you film him one day and then you come back 3 months later and he's like 3 inches taller.
for real. I
Have you
mean,
seen that guy? Have you seen him in what it looks like now? He's like a teenager now.
I don't think I think there's gonna be a time skip. Honestly, uh,
If they don't have Sonny Soljic back as Artreus, then I don't want it.
exactly.
Um,
I think it was kind of like the game is built upon their bond, right? Like he chose Christopher Judge, and like he apparently they
yeah,
like connected right away. Uh,
but from a technical standpoint, that's gotta be hard. I mean, that's why when they talked about in the raising our Kratos, I think they talk about when he was casting Sonny, and a lot of people were against him actually having like an actual child actor because that's the hard problem. Like, what happens when they change? Like you have to redo all their lines, and so I'm really interested how they're gonna do that in this game. I'm curious that maybe his stuff is like absolute last, right? Like they wait until like the absolute last minute to do the mocap. Like maybe they just did the mocap for him like last year,
yeah,
but
I think maybe the
because
mocap.
he's gonna change.
Yeah, I mean, depending on how. Oh fuck, I can't even grab onto the thing. Uh, I think that the that's a weird thing to be randomly concerned about, but yeah, I hadn't thought about the mocap to be honest. I think
Yeah, because
that
imagine you do your game, you voice act it, and then you're like, well, we have to come back like they always do. They come back for more stuff, but it's been 3 months. His voice is like 10 decibels deeper. You know, so be
Yeah,
worried if
for
the
real.
first half of the game he sounds like this and the next he's like this. Like,
Unless
uh,
the game is gonna like start off with him like kind of like where we left off, and then like it has like
it
a little
can't,
bit of time. I mean, it could do kind of like a Horizon
can't.
where
They'd
what
have
do
to
you,
have a whole new voice actor just for him,
just for
for
him.
Kid Atreus. They have to have a whole new voice actor. He doesn't sound the same no more, dude. I told you, man. He was like what 11. Now he's 14 now.
You're telling me they can't pull a Horizon and just do like a quick like montage of them traveling?
Oh yeah, I guess they could. I mean, yeah, I mean, like I said, it's just a change of voice actor, but I wouldn't like it. I mean, if it's quick, but it would just be throwing me off if it's a different voice
I
actor for kid version.
I think it would benefit from like having them skip like a year or something and then just show you like a
Yeah,
quick like a catch up of like this is kind of like where the story is taking us now because it's like you think
it's
about
gonna
it
be a
we're not
couple years.
yeah and it's like you think about it we're not really gonna stay in the cabin right like realistically because like the gods are already hunting for you. You would think that Kratos would be like we gotta either start moving or you know like we gotta figure out what's going on. Like there would have to
Yeah.
be something like it feels kind of like oh if then you think that the next game is gonna start off with like Thor knocking on their cabin door or like
Uh,
that's not gonna happen. You know, like I think that the cabin is just kind of like how we ended the game this time. That's not how we're gonna start it. Like to me,
yeah.
I feel like we're gonna start it off with them like on a journey, like on another realm or something. Like it doesn't make sense for them to start off at like the same place that we already explored. You know?
Yeah, I'm assuming that just was a metaphor for the next game. That's the threat, not like a
Yeah,
literal.
I
This
mean
is
that's
where
not
we start
even
off at.
I don't even think that like you know I think the threat being Thor is obvious. Like it's for like Atreus to interpret it. Like oh hey like
Yeah.
something's coming for you. Like I don't even think we're gonna fight Thor until like maybe the end of the next game. I think the first one we might like face is Loki, and then like we might.
No, no man.
I mean
Atreus
not
is
Loki.
Loki.
I'm fucking having a brain fart. Yeah, you're right. I'm having a fucking brain fart. I think that like uh, I think we're fighting someone else before we get to Thor. I think Odin still is gonna be fucking like watching us. I think Odin might be like the big bad guy for the third, maybe. Um, I
I
think
hope we see Odin.
I hope we see him just to like kind of see what the hell we're gonna be fighting. Like, what's the All Father? But it's like I just don't think we're gonna fight Thor right away. Like, I think it'd
Yeah.
be kind of weird. I think we're gonna start off like in a journey or something where we're collecting, or we might even start off controlling like our Atreus, just kind of like to start off, getting us ready in case you know the plan is to kill Kratos,
You
which
think
I doubt
Atreus is
it.
gonna be controlled? You think he's gonna be controlled in the game?
I don't know if it's on the second one. I would say eventually, you know, like I would say eventually that's where they're going. That
Yeah.
I would be down for God of War to become a franchise where we're gonna explore like you know more like more realms and more mythologies. But I think that we need, but it has to make sense. You know, it can't just be like, oh, Atreus just decided to go to the Japanese mythology just for the fuck of it. You know, like I think that what they're setting up for is that the mythologies are being um like the mythologies and the deities are being kind of like not needed anymore for men to continue existing. And I think Kratos is kind of like the purge for that, you know? Like he's the buyers that's coming to clean off all the gods. And I think that's kind of what they're setting up, that like gods aren't needed anymore. Because like in Greek, like in God of War, like the gods were killed off by like weakening them by like you know killing their like subscribers or whatever like the people that like worship them, like that's how they were weakened, and that's how kind of like how they were killed. So to me, like the first game to me symbolized kind of like not the end of Greek mythology but the end of, I mean not the Greek world but of Greek mythology, you know, like the mythology's dead, people are still roaming the earth obviously. um so I feel like that's kind of like what they're setting up, that like we're gonna be on a mission to kill all the gods, and I'm down. I'm honestly down. Like,
I don't think I don't, honestly don't think that they. I don't think Kratos and Atreus leave the.
The Norse.
Yeah, I don't think they do. I think they're just gonna stay there.
Yeah.
I can't see it. I
I'd be
can't
down
see
for
it. I know a lot of people
Egyptians.
want to. I know a lot of people because they when go to Tyr's temple, you see like Egyptian stuff.
Yeah, you see the
I don't
Japanese
think.
too.
I don't think they will. I think it's gonna just be in the Norse, and then that roll credits.
Yeah, I mean it'd be dope
Yeah.
to go to. I mean, but isn't it like is it enough going to the realms? Because it's like that's kind
What?
of like going to
Yeah, we
different
still got a few
realms.
more. We still got some more Norse realms to explore. And we still gotta go to Vanaheim. We still gotta go to wherever it is the dollar gods are at. So, and on top of that, it's not like we explored all the realm, like the Midgard. Like it's still much more to it, to the Earth there.
Do you
But I
think?
really don't see him. I don't see him going nowhere else. Just
What
don't
about
see it.
the dark and the light elves? I think that that's a
Oh, that could
spot
come
where,
back.
yeah, because it's just like remember there's like a part where Atreus is like, oh, he said you don't know what you've done, and it's just like,
Yep.
oh, what did we do? You know, like what did we do? Like we just kind of
Yeah,
came in
yeah.
here,
And then, funny
like
enough, that section was supposed to be the same size as Midgard, but they had to cut it down because they didn't have enough time.
yeah,
So that could
and
definitely happen.
fuck, man, I honestly hope that it's kind of like a scenario of, oh yeah, there's like a drop frame rate on this game. You're right. Uh, yeah, fuck this. Um, there's this whole thing with the dark elves and the light elves that I want explored more. You know, like I want them to show us that what if we did the right thing or not? Because to me, and probably to everybody else, it's just like it was personal. You know, like we just came here and they attacked you, so why the fuck not kill them? They started it. Um, but it's one of those things where I feel like they can expand a lot on.
Yeah,
I
love that.
loved it. It was beautiful. It was kind of like it was mind blowing in a way, kind of like to see the ending of a war, and then you're kind of left thinking like, well, you know, what the fuck went down beforehand?
Yeah,
Uh,
they're like, "What did you do?" And Kratos tried to tell them like there are no good and bad guys, right? You don't know just because they're killing what they did to them.
yeah, like we're at the end. It's just like we don't know who's good or not. We're just kind of killing. Uh, another game I was thinking. I was thinking about giving The Last of Us 2 a chance again, just for
Wait
you.
till that 60 frame per second play the update, man. They better have that factions coming soon. Come on, Neil. Jesus
the
Christ,
the
factions
multiplayer,
multiplayer.
right?
Come
Yeah.
on now, hurry that shit up. Like any day now, we're waiting. We know we already worked on it. It leaked. Like you can see, you leaked video of it. It's only like 5 seconds of somebody falling through like a floor, but we know it's there. Like, come on now, I'm expecting it
Wasn't
any day now.
wasn't there also like a leak or something that there was like, oh, we're hiring for certain people, certain positions,
They're
blah blah.
hiring, not a leak. They announced that they're hiring for new projects.
Okay.
They didn't say what it was. I'm assuming that's to work on their next game and maybe the DLC or whatever multiplayer, maybe also. But I still need that factions, that 60 frame per second update, and I better not have no damn Abby DLC. Fuck that.
Abby
Swear to
DLC,
God,
bruh.
that would suck. I would hate that
Abby,
shit.
fuck,
It
dude.
would suck ass. I don't think it's gonna happen, but some people were making jokes about that. But I
That
doubt it.
that.
I don't think this game's gonna have single player DLC. I think it's just gonna be just the multiplayer. Leave it at that.
Oh, what about the TV show stuff? They were
Oh
talking
yeah,
about that the show was gonna actually cover the first game.
yeah. They said they're gonna deviate some of the stories, which is what I want. Don't make it tit for tat the same thing.
Well, I mean, they have a lot more. Like they have a lot to work with because in the first one they literally crossed like half the country. And they didn't show
Yeah,
like a lot of it. They just showed like a lot of the high points, you know, the actions. Obviously, you can't take them going through like a quiet
yeah.
neighborhood. But it's like I want them to kind of use some of The Walking Dead, like when there's tension, like the good parts of The Walking Dead, which you know it's kind of 50-50 on that one. But
I like Walking. The first few seasons of Walking Dead were awesome.
Yeah, they built the tension pretty well, and
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that's what we need. Like we need tension. It's The Last of Us. Like one little bite, one little scratch, or like even getting your mask damaged. Like I
yes.
want to see a moment of like someone's mask being damaged, then like Joe having to put them down or some shit. That decision
Yes,
of
it's got to
like,
be there.
oh man, it just makes you think like I don't want to get my hopes up on it because like what if my expectations are higher than what they deliver.
That's
Uh,
true. I mean, since Neil's helping writing it and it's HBO, so they got that HBO money. Sure, that's gonna be
uh,
there like that. Sure about it. HBO
yeah.
delivers.
And don't you think it's easier to translate it to like a movie medium? I mean, like it's gonna be a series, but yeah, like it's a pretty easy show to translate to. I mean, it's an easy thing to translate to a show, right? I mean, it just get the
Yeah.
right tone, get the right actors.
That's what I'm worried about though, because scenes that we like I want to see, I don't know if they'll be as impactful on screen. Like some of them, like I don't have an example or anything, but I'm
Sarah.
hoping I'm hoping Sarah, yeah, I'm hoping that's just as impactful um as it is in the game. But who knows? Maybe like we like it, but like maybe like people who aren't used to the game, they're like, what is this?
I
Um,
mean, I think it'd be fair to just give it a chance. Like I don't want them to do them like word for word. Like
yeah,
if you're gonna kill Sarah off the same way, I don't mind it since that's kind of like
yeah, you
if it
gotta do
starts
it the same way.
like if it starts off the same way, I'm fine with it. If it's like if it starts off and it's like done in a deeper like way that maybe like he couldn't get to her and that's how she died, and just but no, actually, now that I
It's
think
gotta
about it,
be the
like
same.
it has to
That
be.
shit. It gotta be like that, cause cause that's like how if you open up your series like that, everyone's gonna be hooked. People who've never played the game will be definitely be hooked, cause that's deep, man.
It is. It's like it establishes that like the people that are supposed to be there to protect you, like they literally just shoot you. They fucking like you think you're safe, and like someone who's innocent, like Sarah, is just a
Yeah.
kid, is fucking a casualty.
Also,
It,
that immediately sets the tone for it to not other zombie stuff. Like that helps set it apart from Walking Dead.
oh yeah, like
So
there's
people
zombies.
don't think it's just a zombie movie, right? It's like, oh, there's some stakes here. It's a highly emotional movie. No, it's not just a zombie world. And yeah, I think that helps set the tone for the series.
Do you think they should heavily involve like the clickers and stuff like that, or you should like
Yeah,
they
Clipper's
should
gonna be up in there. Oh yeah.
I think they should pick and choose them. Like I don't think they should like hoard them out. Like there should be hordes in moments, but like not all the time. Because then it lends like the question of like like where the fuck is the horde now that you're like in a safe
Well,
spot.
there weren't any hordes in the game, were there? In the first game?
Only on the second one. That's why I'm saying like don't have hordes. Have it like be small, tight areas. Keep it close and like personal. It's
Yeah.
kind of like the alien, like when the alien is moving around in the darkness and little caves and everything. Something like that. That's kind of I want it to be close and personal. I don't want it to be this like, oh, out of nowhere, our boy Joel can take on an army. Like it
Yeah,
would change the tone.
yeah. That's why I'm glad Neil's there because that's what he's there for. He better not change that shit up, but that's what he's there for.
Yeah, and it's just like
Yeah.
cause then it becomes like it becomes Days Gone. That's what I'm playing now. But yeah, it becomes Days Gone if you just turn around and like Joel's just fucking shooting the shit out like a horde. But yeah, I think that one's gonna be good. Well, what's your take on the alien one, the Colonial Marine shit?
Uh, I thought the trailer was cool. Then I saw the gameplay and I was like, I don't know.
I, I'm
This looks
still
real
kind
mid.
of, I'm still kind of like, I'd never trust them with alien stuff because of like the last one. And then like,
Yeah.
not only that, but like, have you played? I think I tried to talk to you about that one, the Alien versus Predator, the 2010 one. Uh,
Uh,
so that one, it's underrated. I think, in my opinion, it's underrated. But that one's pretty good because it has kind of like smaller areas, and AI is kind of stupid, but at the same time, it sets up the ambience of like, like he could come from any angle. Although he doesn't, the ambience is there. So if anything, they got that part right. They should have done a lot better on the shooting. for the like Marine, and then once you realize the Marine's kind of like OP as fuck, it's easy. It's pretty easy. But yeah, honestly, I don't think that I'm looking forward to that one. I think that one's probably gonna be a pass for me.
Yeah, me too.
What about the one that they were like hyping up to be like the Division, the Day, and Last of Us?
Oh, you mean that game? It's called. It's like it's kind of like Days Gone, The Last of Us, like
Yeah,
Never Gone or something like that. Yeah, I saw
yeah.
that. It looks it looks too good to be true from a non-huge published team. Like it looks hella scripted.
And I think there's
It's
like a part of
fake.
the trailer where there's like a, yeah, even in the footage you can see it that it's kind of bad because there's a part where like they're like, oh, it's multiplayer, and there's a guy behind them like shooting him, and the guy has like like the freaking. I don't want to overdo it, but like the guy literally takes his whole time to like turn around and aim at him and shoot him. It's like if this was online, bro, you'd be dead. Like,
Yeah, it wouldn't be like that.
there's no way this is how it is online.
Yeah, I think
I
it's all fake.
Yeah, man, I kind of get Anthem vibes to be honest. I get a
Oh
feeling that we're
yeah,
being shown like something that's not even out there or that's like not even done yet, you know? Um,
yeah.
I,
No
I
hype for me.
yeah, I think people shouldn't be looking too much into that one. Like I think that it's one of those where we should just sit and wait. Oh, we talked about Avengers earlier, but like you heard about the whole like Wakanda stuff? Like
Yeah, I hate the way Black Panther's costume looks.
yeah.
It
I
looks
mean,
ugly.
it literally looks like a tactical suit, you know, like it looks like something that Captain America should be wearing, to be honest.
Yeah, I didn't like it. I don't care for that. Did you buy that game? I didn't buy it.
Nah, man, I almost did just for the
Skip.
story. I heard that the story isn't that bad, but it's just like you don't do much of it. And then the villains are in, there's only three villains in it. So which is like Taskmaster, I think Modok, and who else? Abomination. So it's like you fight only
Jeez.
three fucking trash enemies, bruh. Like they're literally just the Avengers, like shitty copies of what the fuck? Like shitty copies of the Avengers. You know what game needs a
Yeah,
sequel?
they really messed up with the whole microtransactions in that game. Just make a good single player game and call it a day.
They should have. If they're gonna do microtransactions, they should have gone with free to play. And then if they were gonna do that, they should have just done what's it called? Not as grindy, because they updated it to be more grindy than it was.
Yeah, it
Um,
was stupid.
but you know why? I mean, obviously for monetization, but they also did it for they released like a harm room thing, and it's like really, bro, you're just gonna like make us grind for basically a bloody palace, crappy version of bloody palace. Ah, man, like
Uh,
so annoying, dude.
yeah, fail. No.
Uh, what was the other one? Fuck, I had yeah, I mean, that's pretty much all I got on news right now, on gaming stuff.
Yeah.
Oh,
Hopefully more to play soon.
let me hit you with a random one, man. Uh, nah, actually, I had a question, but it like completely went by. But I was actually thinking about like, would I want? I was watching a video where they were talking about like Ghost of Tsushima, and they're talking about like the
Yeah.
combat, and they were like saying that it was like the combat was super easy, that you're just pressing triangle and stuff like that. Like, what's your take on like
Nah, I didn't think it
the
was
combat?
easy. I thought it was great. I thought it was great the combat, and the enemies really came at you too.
Yeah, like I mean, from my experience, because you know, you can choose to go in quiet or go in like basically like go in like a samurai and challenge them straightforward. And honestly, the first playthrough I did, I literally just walked up to him and was like, you know, like step up. Uh, it led to me getting killed a couple of times in like oh shit, like in the big camps. But like other than that, it was just like yeah, it was fun to show up and be like bring that shit, you know. Uh, I think that yeah, you could defeat everything by probably pressing triangle, but in most of my experiences that I wasn't like 1v1ing like people. It was always
Yeah, when you
like
get
two or three
surrounded, it
people.
gets hard.
Yeah, like and then he goes to say that there was like, oh, he did it on hard, and I was like, bro, I don't know on hard. I played it
I
on
don't
hard.
believe you. I don't
Yeah, I don't
believe him.
believe
He
that shit,
lying. He lying big time. Cause they're
right?
more aggressive on hard too. That's why I played on. They're more aggressive. They
And
do more damage too.
and I think he even said it on Lethal too, but I was just like, bro, Lethal is like one shot and you're done. It's like spamming just triangle. I get it. You're trying to say about breaking guard, but I think the combat is deeper than that.
Yeah,
I
me
think
too.
that yeah, it gets easier when you become the ghost than when you have all the different stances. But like you can literally go the whole game without getting those just to get like handicap yourself.
Yeah.
If it was really that easy.
Yeah, it felt more like a martial art with all the different stances too.
Oh yeah, and I mean, have you played any of the online?
Yeah, I'll play with you.
Yeah, but like, have you played it recently? Because they did updates.
Nah, that's
So
cool.
they did a couple of updates, and they did actually a visual one. So when you're playing it,
Wow,
they actually have like better. It looks a lot better, honestly. I was playing it with my friend the other day, and like
nice.
they added more. It looks more polished, honestly.
Oh, the
And
game has a visual increase. Oh,
yeah,
on a PS5, you mean?
no, even I was playing it on the PS4 like a couple weeks ago, and it still looks pretty good.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's why I've been
Yeah.
telling you to hop on that. They fixed
I
the
wonder if they're
servers.
gonna have some DLC, like single player DLC.
What would you do on that? Like, what
I
would
don't
you
know if
explore?
you're done. Yeah, that's right. It'd be kind of boring to re-explore that island.
I think if you did like a tail, like I'd be down to do it. The combat is that smooth that I'd be down to play it again.
Oh, that would be cool. Like if it what was a different character too, like an old samurai.
Yeah, I mean, like you could also show us like Tsushima, like just be like, oh, this is Tsushima a couple years ago, like before Jin's
Yeah,
father, or this is the story of the Jito. I
that'd be
think,
dope.
yeah, but I think that anything that's coming would have to, it has like a hard, it'll be ranked pretty harshly if it's something that
Yeah,
doesn't like stack up. That's kind of like the mo the, the main thing about it is that it would have to be dope. But I think the combat is there for people to come in and be like, hey, like I had fun with it before, I'll have fun with it still, Like fuck, dude, I played a wave game the other day and that was pretty that like I barely got to like the last one and then we got our asses beat and so basically wasted my my time on that one, but it was pretty fun. Like the combat to me is just it's satisfying. Like the perfect dodges and then when you do like the belly stab, uh, like how are you
yeah,
gonna tell me that game isn't fucking solid, dude?
yeah. They really they nailed it, man. I don't know what that guy was smoking. They nailed it.
And it's Sucker Punch too. I mean, they became like ambassadors to the island and everything. It's like, come on, man.
I
Like, how you
saw
gonna
that.
try and shit on it? And the story to
Yeah,
me, I think the story is solid. I think the story like tells you, yeah, it kind of doesn't make sense when if you decide to play like a ghost raid right off the start, it doesn't make sense, but contextually, yeah, it makes sense that the first time you assassinate someone, he feels bad about it, like they have a flashback and everything. uh, but it's like I felt that when I was playing it, I'm like, yeah, like it feels like you're going against your code. Like it feels like you're making these decisions that like they're easy for us to make, but putting yourself in Jin's place, it's not like it's not something that like he takes very easily. That's why, honestly, if they're making a two, I kind of having the Last of Us two treatment. I kind of don't know if they should. I feel like the combat is there and they should use it though, for future projects. Like if
okay.
Ghost of Tsushima was a one and done, man, like it's sad, but I'd be down for that. If you make a two, it has to blow you the fuck away, or be just as good.
I think they can maybe put it like Jin goes to the mainland.
Yeah. That's the next step, honestly. But I mean, okay, so basically my thoughts would be he goes to the mainland. but he's being hunted by the Shogun. And but
Yeah.
his whole reason for going to the mainland is because didn't didn't Kodo Khan say that like the invasion was already like heading that way anyways?
No, they didn't go. They didn't
They
go to
didn't.
mainland.
Right, like he stopped them. They were gonna
Never went to
go.
mainland
Mm, yeah, I mean, so
because
then
their fleet in real life, their fleet was destroyed by a thunderstorm. Actually, that's why they left the island. Their whole fleet was destroyed by a thunderstorm overnight. They had
damn,
control over it, and then they had the whole all their ships were just destroyed. Bam, thunderstorm, and that was it.
it's just like you know what, guys, let's just go home. That's
Yep.
it. That's God telling us we're
Yeah.
done.
That's
Like
it.
that's
I
it.
mean, everything. I'm talking about like thousands of people just dead. Bam, thousands and thousands.
Have you
That was it.
seen Admiral Riptide or something like that?
No, it's that.
Is that basically it's the kind of like 300 but with Korea, and like Korea is actually basically, was it Korea? No, it was, yeah, it was Korea. So basically Japan is the one that's like invading like an island in Korea or something like that. I mean, I think Korea. I gotta get this right, but basically, they're invading an island, and like the admiral is basically the last one in like the last line. Like his soldiers are like the last ones that can protect them, and if they make it to the homeland, like if they beat them at seas and they get to land, basically it's implied that they would like that's it, they're done. Like the mainland would have like nothing on them. Um, and basically he uses 13 ships to beat like I think it was 3,000 or something like that. And basically
Yeah.
he uses like the tides and the currents to make like the ships smash into each other. Like he uses them to basically get vantage on like you know, like when the water rises, his ship is higher, so he has the high ground to shoot the people.
What the
And
hell?
yeah, it's like it's fucking dope, dude.
A
Like,
game?
no, it's a movie. It's
What's it
like a
called?
two. It's called Admiral Roaring Currents. It's like he basically it starts off like the whole battle with him. It starts off with just his boat. He's like he shows them like, oh, like I'm willing to go up against an army and like risk my neck. Like you guys stay here and like watch me do it. And like it literally just him, his ship taking on like a bunch of them just coming at him, and like it's basically like 300 but like at sea with like 13 ships taking on like one like a fucking army, dude. And like they literally use like a choke point to fight. Like they have these things called like the turtle ships. Like they use them basically like they're heavily armored and they're supposed to like shoot at all angles, and like the whole strategy was built upon those. Like they had two of them that they were building, and like so the whole strategy was going to be that they were going to rely on those. And like right before the battle, it like they got sabotaged. And it's just like so now he has to like come up like literally I think this happens like a day before the battle, and so he has to come up with like a way to like beat them. Oh, and then like so basically I think the first hour of the movie is just like uh showing you like the morale in the camp and everything, and how everyone's like questioning his leadership and questioning if he's even like sane. Like they're questioning if he's actually still in control, or if you know like he had lost it due to the pressure, because you know he was talking to himself and shit. And so there's actually a coup d'etat attempt in the movie. So it's a lot of shit happens before the big battle. But honestly speaking, man, if they had like more money, this movie would definitely gone like I feel like it should have a cult following. It's pretty good.
Is it produced in Korea, like a Korean movie?
Let me get it for you right now. Uh, what is it?
Shit.
Admiral Roaring Currents. Yeah, it is directors Kim Han Min. It had a budget of $18.6 million. It made 138 million. Oh shit! I'm getting killed by a zombie in the game. And yeah, it doesn't say if it was Korean. Because this is on Amazon Prime currently.
Okay, did you watch Falcon and Winter Soldier?
Oh yeah. Actually, yeah.
What you think about that? That was dope, huh?
uh, okay.
Damn.
I love it. I feel like it's simple, but it's easy to see where it's going. I kind of died, but
Yeah,
I,
it's more straightforward compared to WandaVision.
yeah, it's easy to see where it's going. Like I don't have any expectations, and that's what WandaVision did because I was like, oh, I mean, we sat down and like we were talking about like all the different
Yeah,
like
man, you went way out there with that one.
I had a lot of theories, man. I went
Are you
wild.
sure you sure you didn't see what's his name uh
uh,
in the background there? You sure you didn't see what's his name
Mephisto.
Nightmare in the background? Yeah, Mephisto. You sure you didn't see
Uh,
him?
nah, so my thing was, hey, like if basically my thing was if you're gonna introduce the X-Men, you're gonna introduce all these other like franchises without like with the least amount of work. This is how you do it. Like you
And
just have her.
WandaVision.
I thought. See, my thoughts would be that they were gonna end it at like kind of like a dark but happy ending, where it's like it's
Yeah, I
happy
thought so too.
because like I thought it would be happy because we would see like new people in our like in the world, but like it would be sad because I think Wanda would have to go missing or something to do it, I told you like what if Wanda like self-destructed or like caused an explosion where we don't really know if she lived or died, you know and like
Yeah,
that leaves us in this open world of like, hey, like maybe that's why Spider-Man is like away from home or whatever they decided to like
yeah,
what was the
doing
title
too
we were
much.
talking about, like away from home or some shit like that.
Oh yeah, work from home.
Yeah, so it's just like to me that's how like I thought they were gonna go with like her creating this chaos that all everyone else was gonna feel. Like I thought she was gonna set forth even like the Winter Soldier in a way that like they would be in their
Nah,
reality dealing with it. I'm glad they didn't now that I saw it though,
nah.
because they're doing it really well. Like they're talking about like how Sam got kind of fucked over by the by the fucking new Captain America piece of shit.
Was it just me, or did he not get the loan because he was black? Help me out, man.
What do you mean?
That part of it, did he not get the loan because he was black? Like I know that it's because he's on credit for 5 years, but was it a little bit undertone? I thought in a good way. I like that kind of writing.
I think
I like that writing.
it's a like tone. That's the tone of the movie. I
Yeah,
mean
I
not
like
the
if
movie.
it
I think
is.
that's the tone they're going with. I think that's also why they kind of didn't go with him for Captain America, because I think
Yeah,
that the like him kind of not getting it, even though they're like, oh yeah, we're gonna have it in this, we're gonna retire the shield, we're gonna put it away, and we're gonna honor it or whatever, and then like immediately give it to someone else. It kind of feels like they had already planned to give it to someone else.
yeah.
It's just
I
that
thought they
Sam,
were gonna do that too.
yeah, it just feels like Sam wasn't it, and it's
Yep.
just like like it feels like that's a good way to go with it, to be honest, because it
Yeah.
kind of avoids the whole, oh, like I'm not worth it thing, because it's like, yeah, like you are worth it, you just don't see it, man, like and
Yep.
it's like,
Yep.
and they're kind of also putting in like, yeah, like you don't see it because people are telling you you're not, and it's cool. They're exploring a more grounded world, and I think that there's a guy here. Uh, but and I think that's it was good, and they also did it with Bucky, right, where they're exploring
That was
his
so
whole
good.
thing. Yeah, like
I'm curious though if because those guys, that guy has superpowers, man. He has superpowers, super strength and shit. I'm curious if because you know that because they're part of the Flag Smashers and the Flag Smasher was a villain in the MCU or in the comics. I'm curious if they're gonna delve with like before Captain America was tested to be like the serum. There was like tests done like by the government on like black soldiers they didn't know about.
oh, that'd be dope.
Curious if they're I'm curious they're gonna do that. I don't think they will, but I'm curious if where I think that there's that character. Is it Patriot? I think he's like the
Uh,
black guy in the comics. He's a young Avenger.
oh yeah,
Is that his name? Patriot?
is it Patriot?
I
Who are
think.
you
Let me
talking
see.
about?
There's a character in the MCU that's like a protege to Captain America and Falcon.
Oh,
Let me see.
I mean, isn't it the Iron Patriot? I mean, not the Iron Patriot. Because I know there's U.S. Agent, which is supposed
Patriot.
to.
It's just Patriot. It's a
Oh,
black guy too. He's like a predecessor to Sam, and he's part of the Young Avengers.
gotcha.
I got a feeling that that chick, light
That's
skinned
gonna be
girl
it.
who handed the mask, the one that handed that guy the mask, I got a feeling that she's Patriot, gonna be Patriot.
Yeah, gotcha.
Got a feeling. I think that
Uh,
she's gonna be. I think it's gonna be that the government effed over some people in their family that maybe her grandfather or whatever has superpowers or whatever, like was tested to be Captain America. Maybe somehow got passed on to her, and they're just going against the government or whatever. That feeling
gotcha.
is something like that. Something. Probably wrong though, but
I think that what's gonna be fun, because like I think that they're pulling our leg on this one. I think that that new Captain America is just gonna be for show. Like I think he's
oh
not
yeah,
even like I think that we're gonna expect him to do something and then he's just gonna like fall or some shit. You know, like
yeah,
I think MCU
no,
is gonna play it kind of goofy with that one.
yeah. I think
Uh,
he's just gonna be. I think he's only. Yeah, he's not gonna be like the Captain America. He's just gonna be the fraud, the Walmart version. He's gonna get beat up, but he's gonna be done. Yeah, I can see
I,
that.
I think that they're gonna use him to be kind of like what's it called, like in the boys, you know how like superheroes are kind of just publicly announced and like they're used to kind of like do propaganda and shit like that. I think that's his role, and I think that this is like Marvel's answer to the boys. I guess they might be like trying to like, okay, like I see what you guys are doing, like you know we could kind of do that too, uh and they should have been doing this, you know, like there's heroes in the world and you guys are like there's obviously brands selling people like Hulk masks and shit, you know. Like
He'll
there's
be the next
no one's
brand.
brought it up. Yeah, like no one's ever brought this up. But yeah, it's I
I
think
hope Sam gets the shield earlier though. It looks like from the trailers, they
it looked
show him
like it
training
did.
with the shield. It looks like he's not gonna get that until like the last episode, like the last 10 minutes he trained
Yeah,
with the shield. But that would suck to have it all in the advertisements, him throwing his shield around, and then we're not
I
gonna see
mean,
it at all.
in most of the advertisement, he was just like flying around and shit. It wasn't like
Yeah,
he
he didn't have
wasn't
the
like.
shield.
Yeah, I think that it's most likely gonna be like the Falcon and the Winter Soldier is the vehicle for the next Captain America, which is probably gonna be Sam if they don't like, you know, like pull a rug under us.
Yeah, he has
Uh,
to be.
I mean, fucking how mad would he be if they ended it up and like that motherfucker ends up being actual Captain America now?
No, he's not.
Like,
He's done, man. He's clearly a bad. He's clearly not a good dude. He's just for this show. He ain't going nowhere. That's not like a good guy. I think even
no,
who he plays, he's in the comics too. I think he's kind of like the reverse Captain America. So
he's
yeah,
just a
U.S.
faker, bro.
agent.
Yeah,
Yeah, so
U.S.
he's not. He's
agent.
definitely not set up. It's funny that he's the guy that plays him, Russell Wyatt, or what is it? Not Wyatt. Wyatt Russell is Kurt Russell's son, the guy who played Star Lord's dad.
Yeah.
The son.
So random. I
Yeah,
mean, he just looks hella goofy to me, bro. Like it's something about
yeah,
the
that
ears.
nose. They said
Uh,
that he had
and
the
the
most
nose, the
punchable face.
ears. Yeah, he does. I mean,
Yeah,
I
on
I think
purpose.
that they did it pretty well too. Like the how he's just sitting down and then like played on the TV. And it's like, oh, it like his sister already knew what they were about to do, you know. And it kind of like it makes you think of like all the times if like in your personal life it like has affected you, or you get that phone call where you're like, ah shit, or like something happens on the news and you're like, ah shit. It literally felt like that, and like while they were watching it, you know, like he's watching this go down, and it's literally him getting
It's
spit
his
on.
shield.
It
Yeah, it's his shield.
is.
You don't have to take that shit. Like that's his
It,
shield. What the hell?
it
Go get
made
that shit.
it made me physically angry. I was just like, ah,
Yeah, he
like
better go get that. He better go walk up in there. Yo, that's mine. Thank you very much. Like,
for
come on
real.
now.
I mean, it's a crime if they don't do that because it really is his, bro.
Yeah,
I was expecting him to be using it like from day one, but you know, he has to earn it. I think
yeah,
I like where they're going with his character arc. I think that it's kind of like implied that he's gonna have to earn it. If they
yeah.
somehow fucking play us, you know, like they didn't want a vision, but that was more me playing myself. I had a huge vision, man. Oh wait, about that, what do you think about like White Vision?
That was
Like,
cool.
yeah, but like him just kind of like still being around and shit.
That's cool, man. It's that ship of Theseus scene was awesome. They
Yeah, when
take
he was
away all
talking,
the pieces. Yeah, that was cool. I like White Vision. So it's Vision, but it ain't really him. He doesn't consider himself Vision. He's
he
something
doesn't
else.
consider. Yeah. I mean, I loved it because I was just like the whole time sitting there, but I'm like when he's saying it, I'm like, well, to me, technically, my view on that is that it's not really the ship anymore. I mean, yeah, it's been
Yeah, that's what he
rebuilt.
says.
Yeah, it's just like to me it's like you're a hollow shell of what you really were, you know. That's kind of
Yep.
what I saw it, and like I don't know, like it leaves me thinking like when will he come back, or like will he come back?
Yeah, he will, but he won't be. I think there was a part in the comic when he's like, "Hey, listen, kids, to his maybe bully kids, I may look like your father. I may, have his memories, but I am not your father. I am something else entirely."
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, the ending to that left me thinking that that's how they're gonna do it, right? Like she's gonna get suckered into trying to save her kids, and they were just like, I don't know who's the bad guy from Doctor Strange 2. It was supposed to be like a
Yeah,
nightmare or something.
yeah.
So
So
it's
now, at
just
least now we know in terms of expectation of Doctor Strange is when they say multiverse of madness, they don't mean going to different superhero universes. They're just talking about the different realms.
yeah, yeah. Now we know, man. Now we know.
It's
It's
funny
like
because I rewatched that Doctor Strange movie after watching WandaVision, and they talk about different multiverses all the time. They say that they get their strength from the multiverse.
uh oh yeah
They
yeah
get their
the
powers.
I heard a podcast where they talked about that, and they were talking about how like um apparently when he fought on Earth he might have held back because when he fought on Titan against Thanos he like pulled off like a shitload of different moves, but like he lost super quickly to Ebony Maw, and I was just like, well, there's that, but then there's also the fact that Ebony Maw is like especially equipped to fight like sorcerers and shit like that. No, like
Yeah,
that's the whole thing with him. That it's just like yeah, like you have magic, but this dude literally moves things with just thinking.
yeah,
Like fuck.
a good
Uh,
opponent.
yeah, man. I mean that fight scene with him is still pretty dope when they're like trying to move him to the city, where they're trying to move like fucking strange. But yeah, I mean the sleigh is pretty. I think that where they're going with I mean not Doctor Strange, but with the Winter Soldier is to me already episode one feels a lot better than WandaVision just because I kind of have an idea. It's just
Yeah.
like I don't have to think too hard on it.
No more, hey, Wanda did it. She said it, man. No more theories, man. She did the comic thing. No more theories.
I know, man. It's just I did the dumb
Put it
thing
into existence. The
by
whole, whole MCU fandom. No more theories
no
for them.
more
They're done.
theories. We're done.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
All
completely
sucks.
finished.
The only thing sucks is that Falcon and Winter Soldier is only 6 episodes, man. Like, damn, 6 episodes, damn. But I mean, if it looks like this and it's this expensive and 45 minutes each, I don't mind. But damn, 6 episodes. Right when it gets started, it's gonna be over.
I mean, yeah, but it didn't waste the time. It felt like there was action right off the bat. You know, like
Yeah,
it shows us
got
Winter
into it.
Soldier. Yeah, like it shows us what he's actually doing now. I like Bucky's thing about like how he's hunting down the Hydras, like
Oh
stuff
yeah,
that people that he put in power and shit. It's like, dude, that's pretty dope. And it's
that's
like I thought
cool.
he was gonna kill them too. I was like, oh, is he lying to the therapist? And he's like, nah, he's just
Oh
like helping them get captured. Uh,
yeah,
but yeah,
that was good
uh,
stuff.
you got anything
Sure,
else?
man. I gotta go eat. I gotta go eat. I'm hungry.
All right, with that one, we'll end the
That's
first
it.
episode. It's live. You're gonna edit or anything? You
Yeah. Hold on. Stop recording. All right.
all right? With that one,
Man,
we'll let
hopefully I
go.
go up.